Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Gaza!
Free, free Gaza!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Gaza!
Free, free Gaza!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Gaza!
Free, free Gaza!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Gaza!
I put on my TV the other night and I seen the spokesperson for the White House tell us that Israel is under attack and Israel has a right to defend themselves. I put on the BBC and the headline was, Israel is under attack from Hamas. Those of us who are gathered here today are not stupid. We know the history. We know the facts about Palestine. We know the facts about the disgrace and shameful abandonment of those people for all of these decades, where they're imprisoned. 1.5 million Palestinians are imprisoned in an open-air jail. That's what it is in Gaza. They're surrounded by all sides. That's what they've faced. This scarf that I wear around me was given to me when I visited Palestinian refugee camps in the Lebanon. 500,000 refugees in the Lebanon haven't got a right to work, haven't got a right to a future. They're stuck in a limbo for all of these decades, failed. So it isn't just the people in the West Bank and the people in Gaza, it's the Palestinians who's been displaced since the Nakba, since the scandal of the 60s. Throughout all of those decades, they have been beleaguered people. Now we in Ireland, we know all about our history. In this building behind us, we have the 1916 proclamation. We proudly declare our own fight for independence. That is why those of us who are true to that proclamation, to that promise, stand here today in solidarity once again with the Palestinian people. We demand that the people of Palestine take their place amongst the nations of the earth, that they have a right to nationhood, they have a right to dignity, and they have a right to freedom, free from Israeli oppression. We stand up to the political establishment that would tell us that the people, the children who throw stones, the people who in desperation are firing homemade rockets against one of the strongest armies in the world, with a navy, with an air force, with the capacity to pummel them at will. Is anybody seriously suggesting that this is a fair fight? Of course we want to see the rocket attack stopped from the Gaza into Israel, but let's be sensible here. This is about an oppressed people beaten down for decades. The responsibility is on the international community to once and for all confront the state of Israel. The state of Israel is a rogue terrorist state. The state of Israel and the international community have a responsibility to give the Palestinian people their dignity, to stop the settlements in the West Bank, to give the people of Gaza their freedom to move and live a life. That's our hope, that's our dream. So we stand again with Adnan and all the people of Palestine and Claudia and all the Palestinians who are here today, our brothers and sisters. We're thinking of you, we're with you in heart and soul, and we will never stop until you have your freedom and dignity, and we long to the day till we can stand beside you when that day comes. Thank you.
Dear comrade, dear friends, on behalf of the Palestinian mission and on behalf of the Palestinian people and the people of Gaza, I would like to thank you all and sincere thanks to Sinn Féin and to the Sinn Féin leadership for showing a continuous support to the struggle of the Palestinian people. The world stands witness yet to another Israeli massacre. This massacre was planned to destroy the latest Palestinian unity government. They do not want to see united Palestinian voices. So while we are mourning many dead and many martyrs in the West Bank, in the latest incursions and the latest assault in our people in the West Bank, yet another attack on the people of Gaza, leaving over 72 Palestinians being killed in the last few days, 500 50 injured, many of them children and women. This attack made possible by the total immunity by the international world given to Israel. Israel will not commit these crimes and this massacre without the impunity that's given to it by the international community. The Israeli, as you all know, in the last few years have launched few attacks and few wars against the people of Gaza. In year 2008 and 2009, leaving over 1,200 Palestinians killed and over 300 children. I dare any media to remember the names of these 300 children. They only know the Israeli victims. They only know the name of Gilad Shalit. They only know the name of the Israelis. Our blood is the same. Gaza, there is no siren system. There is no iron rock. So there is no safe place in the streets of Gaza. I spoke to my sister yesterday and I asked her what's happening, and she said there is so much bombardment. They cannot sleep. They cannot comfort the children. I asked her if she can go to our relatives in Gaza, and she said nowhere in Gaza is safe. There is nowhere in Gaza is safe. Everyone is waiting to be a target by the Israelis. So we call on you. We call on all peace-loving nations to stand in solidarity with the beleaguered and the besieged Gaza people. And thank you very much for your kind support.